Ryan Sykes, and you're listening to The Commission on Northumberland 89.7 FM. Hello, how are we doing? How are you?
Good, and yourself?
I'm doing great. Thank you for having me, and thank you for showing all the love to Obscure Reality.
Oh my gosh, this song is like, wow. I mean, you know what? Not even just this song, okay? I think, like I told you before, like aside from this interview, like that album that you put out is excellent. It just blows my mind. Your talent.
Thank you. Thank you for saying that. I really appreciate that.
Yeah, like you get these albums, you know, from artists, and it's kind of rare when you can actually just take an album and then just listen to it from the beginning till the end, and that album was exactly that.
Yes, I completely agree with you on that. And when I was creating the album, it was something that I had in the back of my mind. It was always something that I wanted to cohesively tell a story and portray a message to the audience that was authentic to who I was.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm really grateful for that, and that's why the album is called Grateful, is because I am grateful that I was able to do that and deliver that message.
Well, even the song Grateful was like, it just embodied everything. I'm not even gonna lie, like the hair on my arms like stood up when you were singing that.
Thank you. I'm glad that, you know, you said that to me, and like you can feel something through the lyrics and the message, because ultimately, as every artist, I feel like that's what they want with their music.
Yeah.
They want the audience to feel something and relate to what they're saying. So I'm happy that you could say that to me. Thank you.
Oh yeah, I mean, from what I gather, it took you like some time. Like it took you like 3 years to put that together.
Yes, it did take a long time for me. Mostly due to, honestly, financial struggles, but it was something that I didn't give up on.
Yeah.
I knew I always wanted to sort of have a project, you know, that I could work towards, and I am working towards another one.
Oh wow.
Don't have any. Yeah, I don't have any estimates on that, but I am working on another one. I can't say that, but it did take a long time, and it's something that I'm proud of. And you know, through all the struggles of a record, I'm glad that, you know, people can relate to it and listen to it now.
Oh yeah, like I sat down and I listened to the album with a couple of people. I think I was like a kid in the candy shop. I'm like, you guys got to hear this. Yeah, right? So I'm like, yeah, sit down and listen to this. And they're like, come on, Jordan.
Thank you.
Right? And they're like, come on, like, you listen to so much, everything's your favorite. But I'm like, no, you have to listen to this. And I think, like, mouths opened and they were just like, wow, like, who is this kid? Like, is he signed? And I'm like, you know what? I don't know what the deal is, but I'm like, yeah, he should be with the greats.
Thank you.
You know?
Thank you for
definitely.
saying that.
So I know that you were born in Hamilton, Ontario. Is that correct?
Yes, that is correct.
Okay, so that's where your musical journey begins.
Yeah, it begins there. I would say starting like in high school.
Mm-hmm.
That's when I really started to dabble into, you know, writing songs and, you know, finding the things that I liked and I gravitated towards. And now I am pursuing post-secondary studies for music and the music industry in Toronto.
That sounds awesome. So it's like you're really like grabbing life by the horns and
you're really just pursuing it like all means necessary, every avenue you can possibly do it.
Yeah, honestly, you know, just trying my best, you know, to gravitate and, you know, do what I want to do.
Okay, so I mean, like, I know you're a Swiftie.
Yes. Oh my goodness. I am a huge Swiftie. I am a very huge Swiftie.
So would you say like she's like one of your influences?
Honestly, yes. When it comes to songwriting, and honestly, just, you know, a whole production in its own, I admire her dedication to planning and her dedication to detail, and that's something I really want to do with my music and artistry. I want to tell messages with the lyrics, and, you know, I want it to have a deeper meaning where, to me, it means something, but to the audience, they can interpret it and, you know, make it their own.
Yeah.
Which is something I find myself doing with Taylor's lyrics.
And her as an artist, she just has that impact, and I don't know if I could ever reach the same level that she is, but, you know, just to be inspired by her and her artistry is something I truly love. So a lot of my inspiration for songwriting and artistry and visual does come a bit from her.
Oh, like I could definitely see you like up there. Definitely.
Oh, thank you for saying that.
Well, you know, I mean, you have to be the most humble artist I've ever talked to. Like, yeah.
No, but like that's something I really want to just strive for in my career, professional career, is like, you know, you just have to be authentically yourself, and you know, the one thing I want people to know about me is my heart, you know, and that's what I want to put into my music. Wow. Ultimately, in the end.
Okay, so like, I mean, so you're working on your next album, like, oh, sorry, was it an EP you're working on, like?
I wouldn't really classify it as an EP or an album yet. It's still in the very early stages of planning in my mind.
Okay.
I do have a few singles that I've worked on that I might release soon. I just need to, you know, do it at the right time.
Okay, so like, if it didn't come down to financing, like, who would you put on your next body of work? Like, who would you do that with?
Like anyone in the world, or?
Yeah, in the industry, yeah, like just anyone.
Oh my goodness. I really am loving, I don't know if you've heard of her. Her name's Gracie Abrams.
Okay.
She's an incredible songwriter. She's up and coming. Love her. And like, I would honestly say maybe a few people that I've met through my program. They're incredibly talented here too. So I would want to grab and like, you know, get as many different people as I could. If I could, I would. But yeah, like you said, a lot of the financial stuff comes in the way, but you know, we try our best as artists.
So, I mean, would it be fair to say, like, right now, I guess you're just doing music for the love of it, eh?
Yes, but I also do want to take it as a career. It's not something that I see as like a hobby. It's something I see as like, this is what I want to do in my life, and you know, I want people to take me seriously as an artist.
Oh, I think they will.
So yeah, that's ultimately like my goal. Alongside like working part-time and being in school, it is a bit of a hobbyist thing right now, but I do want to grow it into a successful career that can benefit me.
Oh, okay, cool. So, I mean, with your projects and stuff like that, I mean, like, I do understand that it took like 3 years, but like, just like through the songs that you have there, what was your, what was your routine in like creating these songs?
Yeah, so when it comes to like creating the songs for the Grateful album, a lot of them were in collaboration with a few of
my friends who are songwriters.
Yeah. Obscure Reality with my friend Emily Cardwell. She's an incredible songwriter if you haven't heard of her.
No, I haven't heard of her. Wow.
Yeah, well, she's an incredible songwriter. She helped me with that song. But a lot of the process of the songwriting for the album was, you know, I would have a few friends who are producers. They could send me over some beats, instrumentals, and basically whatever I was feeling, I would start writing towards that. And, you know, taking different parts and pieces from my life. A lot of this was written around high school time of my life, so a lot of it was those feelings and different things that I'd gone through at that time of my life, and also a lot of it was kind of storytelling in a way, where I, you know, imagined myself in different situations and scenarios, and I kind of tried to put some realism into it. So I found that very comforting, and you know, the whole process was very interesting. I wouldn't say that I had a direct process that was like similar on every song. I would say each song was like a different situation, which I kind of find interesting because I do find the album to still tell a message when you listen from to end.
Oh wow, that's crazy. I mean, I didn't. You know what? And I'm glad that you were able to answer the question, because I didn't think that you actually, you know, it almost sounds impossible to create a body of work like that and then just have like the same routine. It sounds like a very I say emotional album, I guess, you know? Like,
yeah, it really is, honestly. Like I put a lot of my heart into it. Not many people I think realize that, but it was something that meant a lot to me, and you know, everything I'm working on right now still means a lot to me. But you know, to know where you started and how that was, it just is special.
okay, so I want to know, like, where did you get those vocals? Like, were you trained or?
So I've never actually had training. This was just like as I like grew up, I would be in like a hobbyist. I would join like different choir clubs or
Oh, okay.
singing clubs. So I don't know if that like helped me shape my voice into what it is today. Obviously I'm not like the greatest singer of all time, but I never really had formal lessons, and like a lot of people have asked me if I had, and you know, I haven't. So that's something.
I mean, the thing about it is, right? Like, okay, so like the studio can only do so much, right? Like for anybody, right? But then you can really hear that you can sing, you know? So
Thank you for saying that.
right? Like, I've been in the business for so long, like, and I got out, but I mean, like, you can just tell, like, when somebody can sing, just the way that they hit certain notes.
Well, yeah, and I think it makes, you know, like, your engineers work a lot easier when you can sing.
Yeah.
And that's something that I was told a lot in the studio, is like, you know, she didn't have a hard time mixing or mastering my music because since I could sing, it just made it a lot easier. And, you know, that's something, you know, really special to say to someone.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, like, definitely. Okay, so, like, Obscure Reality, let's go back to that. Where did that title come from?
Oh my gosh, it was it's an interesting concept, honestly, because that title kind of was like a whim. I viewed the song as like, you know, an unrealistic, you know, idea of something that you want, but like, you know, you're out of touch with it.
Yeah.
And then, like, you know, collaborating with my friend on this, it was really interesting. You know, just coming up with the whole concept of it. And, you know, it went back and forth. Like, I wasn't originally going to, like, record it, and then eventually I did. And then it turned into what it did, which, you know, and, like, and I don't want it to have a meaning. Like, to me, it has a meaning of being, like, you know, uncertain in different situations and, you know, confused in a way, but like I also want like the audience to have its own meaning for the song with any song.
Yeah, that's why I had to ask you.
Yeah, no, like that's totally valid.
Yeah,
because like, you know, like obscure is just like, you know, something uncertain, and I feel like there's always uncertainty in any relationship or something that you go into.
Yeah.
So that's just how I viewed it, and I wanted to give it a cool title.
Oh no, that was definitely, like, it did it justice. Like, for me, when I heard that, I was like, yeah, it was like along the same lines, right? But the thing about it is, it's like, you know, you I don't know, you walk around and you're like, yeah, I think this is what it means, but you always want to know what it means, right? So
yeah, of course. And the thing that I also love about it is like you don't hear me say that in the song, and I kind of love songs that have a title to them that you don't hear that in the song, because you're like listening to it, you're looking for, okay, when does he say obscure reality?
Yes,
and never say it.
Totally. Oh my god, yep, you nailed it. That's definitely it, right? And I'm like, okay, wait, like, he's not saying it in the song. But you know what? I think through, and I don't know, I just believe sound can speak too. I think it was just even the sound of that record that was obscure. It's like, you don't know what's gonna happen, right? Like, you just hear the beginning and it sounds so deep and so emotional, right?
Yes, thank you for saying that.
Oh man, yeah. Okay, so I wanted to talk about Grateful. I think you thank a lot of people in that song.
Yeah, it's a special thing to me, that album, and I have physical copies of the CD. If anyone's interested, they're available on my website at ryansykes.com. And I kind of go into a bit more detail in the prologue of that album about the whole album of its entirety and like everyone that I'm kind of grateful for. But in terms of the song, I just kind of wanted to highlight, you know, up until that moment of people who helped me get to that moment.
Yeah.
So I think that's kind of what I was referencing. And, you know, there's always like the lore behind it, like trials and tribulations of what got me there.
Yeah.
And the people close to me would kind of understand that.
Yeah.
But in a general sense, it's just being, you know, appreciative of being able to have a platform where people will listen to what you have to say and support you in your music journey. That's basically the term of being grateful for, and you know, continuing that.
I mean, so with that said, like, did you ever have a song like it was hard to record? Because I mean, you're very emotional with your music, right? So
Yeah.
have you ever had
Honestly,
any songs that were
I would say honestly, Grateful probably was one of the harder ones to record. Just because of how, like, when I wrote it, I was feeling many different things, and when I recorded it, I was feeling many different things. So it's like it was hard to record just because of the immense amount that I did feel, because it was, you know, truly authentic and really, really special.
Yeah. I figured that because, man, I mean, for anybody that's ever went through anything in their life, and then just to come out like that, you know, and be grateful for it. It's like almost like, for me, I would just feel like, you know, I've grown up, you know, now I'm on like to the next level, you know?
Yeah.
But yeah, like I got that vibe from that record, right? Like you're transitioning, you're moving on to something, you know?
Yeah, and I feel like this is the kind of record that I wanted to kind of transition from, you know, from my everything I went through in the past. It was released after I graduated. It was like, you know, I'm grateful for everything that I went through to get to here, and, you know, I'm just continuing to move forward from that.
Oh, awesome. Like, that's amazing. Okay, so what is happening in the Ryan Sykes world? Like shows and like what's going on?
Yes, I just did my first Toronto show, my first debut show, October 10th for Karina's Pink Halloween, alongside Nicole Haber and Marzi.
Oh, Nicole, she was on our show.
Yes, I saw. Yeah, she's amazing. She was great live,
so
honestly.
Cool.
So coming up, I would say in terms of any new music, I'm thinking probably not until the new year.
Oh, okay.
And you know, there's a few little things here and there that I've done. Just really focusing on, you know, school at the moment, and, you know, figuring out what I want to do next. There's a few songs, you know, in the vault that I do have ready. Just finding the time when I'm ready to do that, for sure.
Okay. I think whenever you release it, I mean, I know that's gonna be like awesome.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Yeah, it's just crazy, right? Like, I mean, you know, I used to work in the hip hop industry, right? So now, like, being on radio, it gives me a chance to like appreciate like different music. So now I'm kind of on the hunt, and then like I happened to see your music through a show that you were doing with Nicole, and then when I heard the song, I was like, no, like this is not his song. And then I looked, and then I like went, and I was like, no, I gotta get this song. This song is crazy. And then I listened to your album. Like that night that I messaged you, I think I listened to your album 3 times.
Wow. Thank you.
Right? So I know whatever you're gonna come with is gonna be like crazy. It's gonna be awesome.
Yeah, I think I really appreciate that, honestly.
Yeah, and then you said you have albums that like people can go to your site and they can buy some albums?
So I have a physical copy of the Grateful album.
Okay.
And there's a few copies available left, and some of them include a signed little photo insert if you're into that. But also, if you don't want to do that, it's available obviously on all streaming platforms.
Okay.
So yeah.
I'm gonna have to get the signed version.
Yeah,
I'm gonna have
yeah,
to
we'll
be.
definitely have to send it over.
Yeah, like I have to be like I'm gonna have to get the brag version. Like, look, I got a signature. It's Ryan Sykes.
Yeah, you definitely need to get the version.
Post it up right here in the studio, so they can see
Yeah,
that.
no, that'd be so great. Thank you.
Yeah. All right. And okay, so if anybody wants to get in touch with you on
Yeah.
social media, like how would they go about doing that?
Yes, you can find me on Instagram at the Ryan Sykes. So that's TheRyanSykes. And you can shoot me a DM on Instagram or comment, and I'll respond. And yeah.
Okay, awesome. Well, Ryan, I appreciate you stopping by on the commission.
Yes,
like,
of course.
You know what? All the luck on your side with everything that you do. Best wishes on every endeavor that you do, because I just feel like, right now it's what it is now, but I just feel like you're something to watch out for,
Thank you so much. Yeah, honestly, I feel like I'm just getting started. So there's lots to do.
Well, yeah, totally. But yeah, like I just can't even see like any problems. It's just you can sing, man. Like you got everything, man. So
Thank you for saying that.
awesome. All right, well, thank you. There's Ryan Sykes on the commission with me. Woo! And this is our wrap. Thank you, Ryan. Until
Thank
next
you so
time.
much for having me.
Awesome.
Thank you.
Bye for now.
Bye.
I'm not gonna break.